to get up. Ow! Oh no.
Oh!
Treats about 3 different types of food.
I know, buddy, we're going. Last episode on our Western Uplands adventure, we battled some pretty cold weather on our hike up to our campsite on Isla Lake. On this episode, we traveled farther south to find some good fishing. The weather was perfect, with clear skies and little wind. We finally found a couple of good spots where we thought we could land a big one. She's a beaut. This episode will be informative, with ways to find good fire starter, how to catch, cook, clean a fish, and a little bit more information about the trail.
Dino got one? Bigger. So good for this guy. Okay, come on, buddy. Yeah. That's a pretty big stomach. Whoa. Yeah, little guy.
This little guy I found. Use him as bait.
Problem. If I'm going for smallies, I gotta tighten my drag. Because I think the hook set, you can hear the drag pull. So it relieves the tension when they bite it and doesn't go in deep enough.
Yeah.
So that's what normally what you do is after you have the hook set, then you loosen the drag to play with the fish.
Mm-hmm.
Caught both of them.
Oh yeah. There's Kaya's buddy. Scared him right up a tree. This is Weed Lake campsite. The trail is way up there. We had to come down about 40 feet. It's pretty secluded because it's way off the trail. Take a little walk. This is it set up here. Come over here, good tent pad over here. But yeah, climb up that. Which again, the video doesn't do it justice, but that's pretty freaking high. Of course, the good footage of us catching some fish was lost, but nonetheless, our hike to Weed Lake campsite was a beaut, and I'm glad we got to check it out.
This is what we got for lunch today. Cheesy lasagna and sausage from Wise Company. Last camping trip I had it and it was amazing. So we're gonna boil her up and show you what it looks like.
That's what it looks like before. It smells really good. We're gonna add some of this boiling water to it. We are now on the southernmost campsite on Islet Lake, and even Kaya had to stop, lay down, and take in the breathtaking view. This campsite is pretty unique in that it has a steep rocky drop into the lake, deep enough that you can jump off. It also has easy access to the water and your canoe if needed. The downfall on the site is that with a strong northern wind, you're going to feel the cold rather quickly.
And there it is. Yummy. That looks so good. And it tastes good too.
Some fried mushrooms tonight. Sometimes you walk by without realizing the beautiful and unique species the forest has to offer. This tree was down in the middle of the walkway, the trail, so we're gonna cut it all up, clear it out for all the folks with with Boreal 21, Agawa Canyon. When you are backcountry camping, it can sometimes be tough to find good firewood. You may have to hike over half a kilometer before you find some good firewood ready for the taking. So when there's a downed tree on the trail and you have a saw, that's your time to have at her. Although this wood looks dead, it was very heavy and a couple of logs burned for hours. I strongly suggest the very portable Boreal 21 as it saves you two very important things, time and energy. Lastly, it allows you to collect wood you otherwise couldn't collect with a hatchet. Here we are, it's a lot better. There's some twigs back there, but that's just a part of the adventure. All clear.
My arm is dead. One holding this one.
Kaya. Get a little skeeter action going. Nice. Good deal. Chop all this up.
Didn't break anything.
Oh. Well, my shirts are all covered in sweat. Change my boxers. Get into some different pants, different socks. Feel like a whole new man. Put on some different shoes too. Oh yeah. Make a little fire. Make some food. Whew. Do a little fishing. Today is way better. Yesterday was... Oh. Yesterday sucked, the weather, man. Yeah. Rebandage up all my cuts. Give my ankle and knee a little bit of a break because they're starting to hurt. I'm going to show you a good way to find tinder for your fire. So you want to just go very lightly on a cedar tree. You don't want to go too hard, because if you go too hard, you'll get really thicker pieces of this. But you can see these are like little hairs that'll take a spark. It's tight.
So we got really fibrous cedar bark in there, which is what catches the spark. And then we got a little thicker bit of cedar bark, which will hold a bit of a flame. And we got some birch bark in there that'll catch as well. And it'll hold the flame a bit longer because of the resin. So we have 3 levels of fire starter. We got the stuff that'll catch the spark, we got the stuff that'll hold the spark, and then we have bigger stuff like this and these twigs that'll actually let the fire grow.
This was a brand new ferro rod that I got at the Great Outdoors Adventure Show in Toronto, Ontario. As a new ferro rod, the outside coating needed to be scraped off in order to reveal the ferrocerium layer below. This particular rod was 2 5/8 inches long, which is great for backpacking. Crap. It's been quite some time since I've used this method in order to make a fire, so it took me a little bit to remember the right technique in order to create the most effective type of sparks. As you will see, once I notice the flame, I lift the bundle up to improve airflow and allow the flames to rise into the other flammable materials.
A little persistence.
It's imperative to make sure you place very flammable sticks above, as the bundle of fire starter won't last too long.
Yeah.
There we go. Jonathan spent most of the day fishing. Without a canoe, he was restricted to casting from the land, and as you'd expect, he got a few snags, so I attempted to find some.
To the left of it. Is there like a log there or something?
We're in the water. I didn't find much, but it was my first time taking the GoPro underwater. I sure had wished I had taken more underwater videos with all the fish we had caught before. But that will have to wait till my next adventure. For now, we'll have to enjoy this little tadpole. astonished at how well the GoPro Hero 7 Black performs when underwater. Granted that these are very clear northern waters, the quality turned out amazing.
Cleaning out the fish. Yeah. Get comfortable here. There she is.
With bass season starting at the end of June, Jonathan was able to haul in a smallmouth bass that he caught on Isla Lake. I did my best to clean the bass, as well as fillet it. Without a fillet knife, it was a little tedious. I was using a very bulky M-Tech knife. However, the knife was sharp and had a few different angles on the blade which seemed to do a decent job for the time being. At home, I work as a chef at a country club. With a rotating market menu, we have the opportunity to work with some pretty amazing types of fish. However, other than some kinds of sea bass, bass is never on the menu, and so preparing this fish is completely new to me.
Next stop, breading and deep fried. It's Cajun, some herbs, and garlic. Gonna do that in there, and we'll take it out and then finish those. Okay. Nice cheek meat. Part of it. You got it in there. Dump breading in it. Deep fry it. Forgot I had some dried onion flakes, so I threw some of them bad boys in there. I'll give it a good little flavor boost. Here's what our fried fish looks like. So we're just gonna poke at it with our fingers. Not like there's much meat on it, but we didn't want anything to go to waste, so there we go. That's good.
Whenever I head out into the backcountry, I always bring a small bag of homemade seasoning that can pair well with any kind of meat, particularly fish. If I had to, I could eat the fish without any seasoning, but with a little taste from home at almost no extra weight, I see no reason not to bring a little seasoning along the way.
Nice. Straight out of the fryer. All respect. Not bad. No trace of fish around here, Mr. Bear. Good soundage. Oh, it looks so good. That's the last of it. That's a decent amount of meat for that fish. Imagine if we had some tartar sauce. Here we go. Some good golden fish. Oh, yeah.
We ended up cutting the fillet of the smallmouth bass into smaller pieces. We dredged it in a simple seasoned breading and deep fried it. It tasted just like a fish you'd get at a chip wagon. It was perfect.
Kind of tastes like popcorn chicken. You guys missed that. There was nothing, absolutely nothing. I blew on it like twice. Oh, she's a rager. I'm doing this because I know my loving girlfriend would be mad at me if I didn't.
It's always important to stay on top of all cuts and injuries when away from home. I always try to plan for all the what-if situations, and so my medical kit, although heavy, is nicely stocked. Cleaning a cut with an alcohol swab, adding polysporin and a band-aid to it was the best thing that I could do. I never want to be caught in a situation where I'm unprepared for an injury while out in the bush.
With like a half-hour stop.
I'm sure everyone will agree. The feeling of putting on new socks after being wet and walking around the campsite barefoot feels amazing.
I have some or no?
Yeah, we'll give her some. Bang! 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 Good girl. Even though your tail was still moving. There's this lovely little bowl in here. Someone carved out or burnt out. Works perfect for a little doggy bowl. Just gotta clean it out a bit. Kai's big bum ate this morning, and she gets a little bit more. There's a bunch of little goodies in there. Some freeze-dried beef, some other doggy treats. There's about 3 different types of food in there, eh, buddy? 3 different types of doggy kibble. Oh, you're a good girl, and you're so cute.
This is water straight from the lake. This is a green bottle. See how clear? And there's no smell to it. That's unreal. With a thick piece of paper towel, I'm able to filter particulate matter out of the water before purifying it. And Kaya decided to steal some of our water.
Stealing our water, buddy? Our next course.
I honestly can't believe I ever went out into the bush without this saw. This single-handedly made my journey twice as enjoyable than my last. I was stuck for hours collecting firewood before. I normally carry a machete, which weighs much more than the Boreal 21. Lesson learned, and now I have a much lighter pack for next trip.
This is what we're gonna have. Rice and chicken, freeze dried. Are these guys so happy? Stacked. That's what she looks like. Give it a good stir. Get in the bottoms. Zip her up. And let her go. Looks pretty good.
Stars were out this night in Algonquin, and it was such a beaut that even Kaya came out to watch them glisten in the sky.
I'll see you tomorrow. Time to hit the old hay. I don't want to get up.
It was morning on the day of our departure. We had just enough time for a quick breakfast, coffee, and a cast into the lake. But we wanted to be home at a good time to finish off the weekend with our loved ones.
Time to make some coffee. It's 5:45. We're gonna probably have a cup of coffee here and then take a cup of coffee for on the go. I'll head out before 6:30, hopefully. It's a little cold. John's fishing.
We couldn't help but lose our time in the ultimate beauty that the early morning dusk brings to the Algonquin backcountry.
had some bacon. Got some hot coffee, some hot maple brown sugar oatmeal. You put your baggie on, eh? Good girl. We're going for a little hike, eh? There. She's got a couple straps. One's got to go on her chest. Boom. One's got to go just in front of her legs. Come on. There you go. How's that?
Our little loon friend that was hanging around our campsite all weekend decided to show up and say goodbye.
It is absolutely beautiful. It's pretty cold, but it's perfect. Like you can see your breath, but there's no bugs. There's almost no wind. The sun's just peeking through the trees there. Freaking awesome. Okay, Kyle, there you go. There we go. Look what we found. Gross. Heck, there's the widowmaker we saw the other day. She gonna fall. Kaya, come on, get out of there. Kaya, you gonna wait for us? How does that even happen?
Don't forget the camera.
Got a cool little bog here. How many people want to say perfect spot for a moose?
Cool older brother over here.
Yeah. Fishing on a budget, reeling in. What is it? Is reeling in your show, but your name is Fishing on a Budget?
Yeah, something. Kind of gave up on the whole thing.
At Fishing on a Budget on Instagram. If you don't have a lot of money, want to learn some quick fishing tips, he's your man.
You're free to ask.
Some good cooking recipes. Cool little pond. See if there's any brookies in there. Well, there's a snaggy in there. Nice. This is friggin' awesome. She's a beautiful day in Algonquin country. I don't know if you can see me with that sun. Lips are a little chapped. Drink some more water. Would have liked to add another coffee though. That would have been a beaut. Yeah? Some nut butter filled Cliff Bar. You're on your own, bud. Oh. I'm outdoorsy, but I like to keep my shoes in pretty good order. That's a decent sized snapper.
I learned a lot on this trip. Even though it was only 3 days into the bush, I realized my machete was a lot of dead weight. After coming home and doing some more research, I saw that the machete I use is much heavier than a regular hatchet, so it looks like I have some shopping to do. As well, we spent the better part of the day boiling and filtering water, so a new purifying system will be purchased so I have more time to enjoy myself.
See that little bass right there? Look at that tail sticking out. Oh, that hole.
Overall, I think we did great. We never overexerted ourselves, we didn't get hurt, we were able to eat some fresh fish, and more importantly, two brothers got to spend the weekend in the peaceful area of the Algonquin Backcountry.
Right where you cast. Man, what Daddy's got you, huh? Ooh. So what'd you think? Sweet. Sweet. First big backpack trip. Started off a little rocky. Yeah. Little ups and downs.
Broken backpack always helps.
Yeah. Kai had a good time. Weather was great after the first day. Now on to some burgers.